Hello, this is DotP Fafnir, and this is going to be another replay review. This time it's going to be of an offlane Faceless Void, and we are going to do by DotP community member AKAJordanHansen / Reject, I think is the name in that he goes by this game. He changes his name fairly frequently. Before I start again, as always, you can submit any replays you'd like to send at Reddit /r Defense of the Patients. There's a sticky thread there, or tweet at me at Fafnir Dota. Alright, let's get into the hero. Faceless Void's an interesting hero right now. He used to be played as a carry, then with the rework, he kind of more firmly got moved into the offlane full time, though he did spend quite a bit of time in the offlane before that as just kind of a swing pick. And that's kind of where back he is now, though he is less often played by as a carry. With the notable exception of the TI winners, Wings would frequently pick him for Shadow. There's a few other teams that like to do it from time to time, though it's kind of fallen out of favor. And the reason he kind of works as a carry is because of his ultimate and his ability to initiate and be elusive. And that's from his first ability called Timewalk. What Timewalk does is it basically resets you it moves you to new locations up to 675 range away, and this can go over terrain, trees, that sort of thing. So it's similar to a blink, though it's not exactly a blink. And all damage that you've taken in the last 2 seconds is undone, basically. So this means that, and the cooldown scales at 24 seconds, and it goes down 6 seconds each time, all the way down to 6 seconds, and the mana cost's a flat 40. This means every 6 seconds he can undo 2 seconds worth of damage. So if you get burst, you either need to be bursted down quickly, or kind of beaten down very slowly is how you kill Void generally. Like if you spend a lot of burst on him but don't kill him, he can just time walk it, and then it's backtracked away. So this lets him initiate, because it is a way to jump on people from, fog or trees, and it can also be used to escape or chase down. And then also you can just use it mid-fight to just undo a bunch of damage. So if the enemy uses, like I said, uses a bunch of burst on you but does not kill you or lock you down, you can just undo all that burst. His second ability is Time Dilation, and this ability has been nerfed quite a few times, but is still quite good. Basically in a 725 radius, which is a huge radius. He void traps all enemies in time dilation field, so for 6, 8, 10, and 12 seconds, their cooldowns are frozen, and their movement slowed by 10% for each cooldown you've frozen. However, the nerf and the change that is now those abilities do have to be on cooldown. It used to put a debuff on you that if you used an ability while the debuff's on you, the cooldown would be frozen. Now they already have to have been used, and the cooldown has to have been started. But still, this is really good against Invoker. It's really good against like Bristleback. It's really good against Weaver. It's good against heroes that Timbersaw. It's really good against heroes that rely on frequently spamming their skills to get value. For example, if you jump in and hit Zeus with this after he's used his lightning bolt and his Q, he basically can't do anything for up to 12 seconds potentially. And the slow is also very nice for running people down. And since it's a big AoE slow, if you you now have to wait to use it. But after like the first round of abilities have gone out, if you cast it, their whole enemy team is probably slowed 10 to 20% depending. Sometimes even 30%, and that is just crippling in team fights. It's one of those things, you don't think, oh, a slow's that bad, but if you actually have to play against it, you realize how big of a deal it is. His third ability is a passive, and this is the reason he kind of works as a carry still. It's a damage amp, in that it's his time lock, which is a bash. It's a magical bash. It pierces spell immunity. The stun does, but the damage does not pierce spell immunity. So, you can cancel TPs through BKB, but you're not going to deal the extra bonus damage from the time lock procs. And it's on a pseudo-random chance of 10, 15, 20, 25%. And then the damage also scales up. It goes up 25 points each time, 50, 75, 100, and 125. That's a lot of bonus damage for a proc. Basically, it's kind of like a built-in MKB sort of thing, and its scaling is amazing because the damage goes up significantly, and the percentage chance goes up significantly. So all in all, it's a great scaling ability. Usually it's your second max after Time Walk, though lots of times you do want to max this first, even if you are in the offlane, and I'll go into reasoning behind that. And then finally, the ultimate that makes the hero is Chronosphere. In a 425 radius around where Faceless Void raises up his arms, he puts out a big Chronosphere, which reveals invisible units, freezes all enemies in there, and Void moves around at very quickly speed, so he can get from target to target. And while they're frozen in there, they can't do anything. The only hero that can really do anything is Morph, who can Strength Morph or Agility Morph while he's inside it, but everyone else is just stuck. And you just get 4 seconds, 4.5, and 5 seconds to beat on them. This also has an Aghanim Scepter upgrade, which reduces the cooldown to a flat 60 seconds. And the cooldown is pretty significant. It's 140 at level 1, and it goes down to 110. And the mana cost is also pretty significant. While Faceless Void's other 2 abilities are pretty cheap, he doesn't have the best mana pool, and thus you do need to be conscious of your mana pool to utilize Chronosphere. And this is just an amazing team fight ability. It scales great. You do want to have a team that can put damage into the Chronosphere, but it lets Void get solo kills potentially once he has certain items. If you have Invoker or Skywrath or Witch Doctor, like Phoenix, you can put all sorts of people that can put in spells either globally or from a distance. You can use it to kill people. And even if you don't have a team that can put a ton of damage into it, you can use it to just disable carries. Like if a carry BKBs, you can just... Like, if a Sen is BKB'd and tried to jump on people, if you can just chrono him during the fight and his BKB duration's down to 5 seconds, even if it just freezes your ally and him in there, it can save the fight. Because then Sven's BKB wears off, you have time to beat on him a little bit, and then let's say your Invoker who's stuck in there with it, can then Force Staff away and Cold Snap the BKB'd Sven and control him up with all of his spells, or just use him. So that sort of thing. Bad Chronos can also cost you your team the game. So Void is kind of a lot of it depends on your Chronospheres, especially in the offlane, because that's why you're picking offlane. So let's get into the game. And just for reference, let's go back to what JordanHansen sent to me. He said, "What should I do when my teammates are not pulling weight to carry the game? I am positive I make a ton of mistakes. What items and late game decision making should I look at?" Now, he did submit a different replay to me, but I remember looking at that replay, and I didn't think it was a very good one to look at. So I just pulled up a more recent game and decided to go with that. So yeah. So first things first, I'm gonna just analyze the team. Making my way downtown was his name this game. He does not have the best team for Chrono. Sven's not a great partner with Chrono because you have to catch people at the edge for someone to be able to punch them. Legion, similar issue. Ogre Magi spells aren't very raged. OD is really good with Chrono though, because he can put a ton of damage in there, especially once he goes Dragonlance, which pretty much every OD does now. And meanwhile, you do have to be wary of, in Chronosphere, the other team can hook people out of them. You have Skywrath, can put nukes in there, as can Tinker. Troll can go ranged if say one of your allies are in there and keep punching, as can Sand King. He can also stun an Epi into there. So this is kind of a tough Void game to get perfect Chronos, but he's still such a good hero that he's not bad. And even just chronoing Tinker and just bursting him down is an amazing use for Chrono, even if no one else is in there. Because Tinker is just one of those heroes that's very hard to catch. And once you catch him, you usually can burst him. Alright, so we're now in player perspective. Oh, and I forgot to mention, JordanHansen MMR is around 4100, 4K. He goes from 3900 to 4100, usually depending on how his games have been going that week. I don't know how much solo he plays. Usually he's partied up. But that is the MMR range for this game. So the comment on his build, it looks like he's made the decision to try to lane, which is kind of the decision you always make as an offlaner. Can I contest the lane? If so, I buy Stout Shield, I buy some other items. If I can't, I get an Iron Talon Tangos and just kind of Iron Talon my way to relevance. Void's not the best Iron Talon jungler, but he's not the worst. The issue I have here with his items is he's gotten a stick, obviously in anticipation of Skywrath Mage just zoning him, and Skywrath Mage is an amazing counter to Void. He's quite good at zoning him because he has a silence once he gets some levels, so he can use silence to catch him and prevent the timewalk, and also he does a lot of damage. Additionally, he's a fast hero who has a good right-click animation, so he can punch him consistently, bait out Timewalk, and then hit him with his Arcane Orbs. Or he can just constantly spam him with Arcane Orbs, and you can't Timewalk off. You can Timewalk off one, but that's not going to do you much good. So he bought the stick, but the problem with the stick is this is 200 gold, and you're not going to get many regen charges out of it. Especially since Skywrath can cast from far away, and also, it's only 15 health or mana per charge. I think a wand is a great choice this game because of all the spammable spells out there from Skywrath and Tinker, but starting with the stick is really greedy because he could have a salve instead, and a salve kind of lets you absorb almost a full Skywrath mana pool, and then come back at full health and continue to get XP. Additionally, he could have also started with Ring of Protection or a component for his Iron Talon if he is forced out of lane by the, what I assume is probably a Skywrath Pudge support duo. It'd be very easy for them to force him out of lane, which point he's going to have to Iron Talon if they're diligent. So you could either brought more regen or parts for the Iron Talon. Either way, I think it's a much better option than the stick. The stick is more of a something you pick up later in the side shop. Also, these 2 branches aren't really worth that much. You can get an extra tangos worth of value out of them, but it'd just be better off just getting either another set of tangos or a salve again. So, like, starting out double tango salve, I think would be my preference in this game. If I'm saying I'm gonna lane this guy, personally, I probably would have started Iron Talon myself, but that's just a choice you have to make. And in pubs, you can often count on Trillians fucking shit up. So we will see if they fuck shit up and give you XP and you get value out of the offlane independently. Okay, so now you place the ward to block. That's a perfectly fine choice. They didn't prevent you from doing it, so you've blocked the small camp pull. Now you're going to contest the rune, though, even though, yeah. So here you're taking timewalk off. So now your timewalk's on cooldown for 22 seconds. Not the biggest deal because the creep wave's not going to miss. You're still missing 220 HP. That's basically a full tango worth. Even with your passive regen, you're going to be missing a tango and a half worth of HP. Also, you could stand on the rune and maybe try to get 100 gold. Like, honestly, the regen's more important for you, because as a Faceless Void, your #1 goal is to get XP, because once you get an XP advantage, 1, you can contest the lane, 2, you're then able to get your chrono and get ganks and win team fights with it. He isn't an offlaner who needs to necessarily get items, though he scales amazingly with items. And 100 gold either way, it's not worth the regen. You need to get your timewalk up levels, and you need to get your bash up levels to be able to contest the lane. And it looks like we're having frequent pauses.
It's about time.
Okay, looks like we're going. So I would have grabbed a TP here, by the way, because one thing you can do as Void to get away is just TP into trees and TP out, even if you couldn't escape otherwise. So that's good. It's a good thing to keep in mind. See, now you're eating up your tango. I do like you're hiding in these trees, but they found you. I don't know if they have a lane ward or if they just went looking for you because they knew you're somewhere. But you got a couple creeps worth of XP, and it looks like the lane's gonna push pretty well.
First blood.
I wouldn't stay here once I've used my time walk, though. It's very dangerous for you to do. Using time walk to casually get off damage is fine, but if it's off cooldown, you should not be aggressive when you're pushing. But like I said, the lane's pushing, so you are a-okay with this. You should be tangoing up already. You're still missing a bunch of HP, which puts you're now in the danger zone of a Pudge Rot or something like that. Okay. So now you're gonna get a bunch of free XP. And that's one thing I would say you could have done in this situation. You could have potentially right-clicked on the troll and pulled some creep aggro away, pulled one under tower to get an easier last hit. But this is what you're doing is fine. By keeping those 2 range creeps alive, you're absolutely fine. The lane's going to push. You didn't need to walk up there like that, but you're getting last hits and you're going to hit level 2, so that's great. Offlane's going well. The problem with this, so now you're in a situation where the tri-lane's fucked up. They've pushed the lane into you, and you're going to get level 2, and you're getting XP. And it looks like, because you blocked the small camp, and it looks like they're killing this hard camp, but they're not going to kill it in time, you're probably going to get a couple free levels. But you don't have the regen to sustain this troll just punching you constantly. So you can't actually stay in lane. If you brought more regen instead of this stick is going to give you now 60 health, 60 mana, but that's insignificant compared to the amount of health that a set of tangos or a salve would give you comparatively. And you don't really need the burst mana. See right there, you time walk. That's a really wasteful time walk. You didn't really knock off any damage, and you put it on cooldown, so now you can't even come up here for last hits. Like right here, you should be able to pull these creeps to you a little bit. Oh, I think you're dead? No, you're fine. Maybe? Okay. He probably could have dived you here. That's pretty scary, though. And you're going to miss some last hits because you're scared to go forward, because if he punches you a few times, you could die. But again, all I care XP, you're going to be level 4, you're almost to level 4 already, 3 minutes in. As an offlaner, you're sitting quite pretty. But you need to ship yourself out some extra regen for sure. See, again, you could, if you just attack click this hero, you could have pulled this creep to your range creep, and that would allow you to last hit. Though the fact that the pudge is coming, you obviously got to back off. Still, you got, a fair amount of last hits. Your Sven died, that sucks. But there's not much you can do about that. See, now you're completely out of regen, but you got a fair amount of money. This is the point when calling the courier is definitely something I do. But you're buying a raindrop. Okay, you're buying a salve, that's good. Raindrop, I think, is pretty questionable. So, to talk about why the raindrop's questionable, is yes, it will help you survive the Skywrath burst, but really what's been killing you in this lane has been the troll hitting you, so we'll see. I think you should get a poor man's shield for sure, because if you get a poor man's shield, those casual right clicks of the troll would not hurt you nearly as much, plus you get 6+ more damage to last hit. Also, whenever you see the lane pushing like this as an offlaner, like there's no creeps coming, immediately walk down here, especially since you have a ward here, so you saw those creeps fighting, so you knew that this pull, you should have been in XP range the whole time, because some of those big creeps were dying, and also you do get partial XP. So you missed some XP there, but you're still level 4, so your XP gain's good. And you've got your salve and stick coming, or raindrop coming. So you got the raindrop. You don't really need the mana regen, which is the main reason I don't like it on a Void. And instead, I really think a poor man's shield would help you survive more. Especially since Skywrath's so spammable. Yes, you block 120 damage, but then you're just going to get hit again and again. Looks like you're going for power treads instead of the poor man's shield. Like, anytime you're trying to lane against like a troll here, like a raid carry as a Void, you just get the poor man's shield. It's so much worth it on an Agi hero. See, if you had a poor... Oh, this is not going to go well for you. Yeah, that was way too aggressive. You're hit. At this point, you should duke into trees and try to get out. Yeah, you've got stick charges. Oh, I think you're dead. Yeah, you needed to juke into trees there. But still, that's a tough lane to get, and they do get the kill on you. It looks like... Oh, Legion's gonna clean up. That's nice. So yeah, see there, you actually survived that, almost survived that because of the rank fuse raid drop, but in the end it didn't save you. And the one thing I will say is, so let's go to the fight recap. Oh, we didn't go back far enough. Let's go back a little bit to when you died. Okay, you just died. There's the nuke. Alright, there's the fight recap. So let's look. You took 470 from the Pudge, 480 in Skywrath there, 2 nukes from there, 200. So you took about 280, 290 troll right-click damage, honestly. So if you think about it, each time the poor man's shield blocks 20, and it's 100% block rate. So on average, you're blocking 8 per each swing. So you'd blow from blocking 8 to blocking 12. So each time troll hit you, you're blocking a ton of damage. And like, you probably honestly live if you just bought a poor man's shield with that 300 gold you had, because trolls right clicks did a ton of damage to you. And I'm pretty sure Pudge was hitting you too, and I'm sure Skywrath was also punching you in between his spellcasts. And all that each time you're getting hit, on average, you're blocking 12 more damage. So if you're getting right-clicked like 10, 12, 13 times like you probably did there, you know, that's a lot of damage. That's even more value than the raindrop, I'd say. Plus you get an extra point of armor, which is further mitigation, so... Poor man's shield's a really great item, and especially against a ranged, I mean, troll is a ranged carry, so it's really great. Good news is that your jungling Legion commander got a return kill, so that's fine. So that worked out. And she also made sure to get lots of XP. Yeah, see, the raindrop blocks it, but this raindrop will be depleted pretty quickly, unfortunately. But yeah, one raindrop means that his nuke basically does nothing. But it's only the first nuke. It looks like you're going to commit for boots. which is, again, is fine. You need to get boots. Like, I would have boots and poor man's instead of raindrop boots, but, you know. You're doing pretty well. Your team's trading really to evenly. You see right here, like, Kairos just kiting you and punching you a bunch. Looks like there's some flame going on bot, but you can't really pay attention to that because there's not much you can do about it. And instead you're passively getting XP. This is fine, but you're just going to have to make a play with the Chronosphere for sure once you're 6. Because right now you can't contest, even though Pudge is roaming. One thing you could also do is consider when they've pushed the wave back like this, you can do your own side pull, especially if you have a Quelling Blade, which you don't have. If you're going to try to contest the lane, I think the Quelling Blade's almost mandatory. It's very hard to outlast hit a troll, for example, unless you have a Quelling Blade. But now that the Pudge is kind of roaming, you know, you should have some freedom to maneuver. Yeah, Pudge is mid. It looks like you're wandering. Yeah, okay, they made the pull. So you're contesting the pull. This is good. Ideally, in this situation, you want to pull the creep waves aggro to you. See, look at this right click. He hasn't actually cast a single spell on you, and he's gotten, what, 200 health off you? If you had a poor man's shield, you could just punch him. Oh, now you're silenced. I think you're dead now. No, you should be able to get away easy. Oh, there's the nice duel from the Legion. Nice job by Legion. So good job baiting that out. I didn't even see the Legion on the mini-map. So that was pretty great. Looks like their courier died? Yeah. So that was pretty great. You're going to hit your level 6 soon. You're pretty happy Void right now. Oh, there's the Pudge, and this Pudge is also dead. Come on, timewalk. Nice. No deny. And there's a stack for Legion to farm. So this is really going well for you. So it looks like you're going to get the treads next. If you're going to try to farm neutrals, you just have to have a Quelling Blade. Like, it's just really inefficient. And again, you kind of wasted your time walk. Well, you used it to get here position blast hits. That's fine. Okay, Chrono now. So at this point in the off lane, like, you kind of got to decide what you're going to do. Now, obviously, with this big wave here, you're going to take this wave, get this farm. But you also need to say, am I getting enough farm and levels out of the lane? Or do I need to rotate and get a kill with the Chrono? And I think the answer is you just need to rotate and get a kill with the Chrono. But obviously you accept all of this farm. Ooh, this is scary. This is a big wave. Yeah, you should be fine. Just pull it under tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You always worry about them diving you here. Oh man, those last hits. Yeah, there's no good way to get that last hit either. So it looks like you're going to go buy your treads. You gonna miss the last hit for this? No. Oh, now Troll's going on you. You gotta run. Looks like you're slowed. Oh, you're dead. Nope. Okay, you're okay. You're okay. But you're really low. Oh, use your stick. Chrono him. Chrono him. No. Not gonna. It looks like you finally ran a Chrono. Once he went under tower like that, you just Chrono him and not the tower, and he's dead. Because then you get to hit him for free, and the Chrono gets to hit him for free. Also, use your stick charge kind of a little late, and we're just kind of in a bad position in general. And that's just an example of your health got quite low. You should probably just have more regen out, or, like I said, the poor man's shield to help with that physical damage for us. But, you know, whatever. Oh, yeah, he shouldn't have had vision of you, that's true. You're pinging that out saying they have a ward there. Let's see if they do have a ward there. Free camera. Yeah, they do. So, okay. So you're right, you should have lived there, but they had a ward, so they got vision. So you probably expected to survive, but that was also just a great kill opportunity for you. If you had just chronoed him one, he would without in tower range. So we're fast forwarding while you're dead. Looks like you're going back to lane. You're going to chrono him and kill him. Oh, you walked into the whirling axes, so you can't chrono him right now. But the debuff wears off. And it looks like you're going to get juked. Yeah, he definitely ran up there. Yeah, and he's juked you. That's okay. Like, it happens. I wouldn't be tanking these creep waves. You could have just walked them back. And that would have saved you about 200 HP. There's no reason to keep the wave out here, honestly. You could have easily there. And even by standing where you were, you see creeps just hit you only once, but just try to avoid taking damage, passive harass. Now let's see what item you go for next. I'm actually genuinely curious, because I have some thoughts about this game, not conventional. Buy a TP. Your TP's on cooldown, you can't get there, so. You tread switch, that's good. Okay, Troll Ward's level 8. Yeah, you need to get out of here. You cannot man fight this troll without Chrono, and Chrono, you don't want to use Chrono on him if you can't get the kill for sure. Okay, it looks like you juked him in a similar manner that he juked you, but you need to go home, because he can just bully you, especially since, again, no poor man shield, and he also just has Phase Boots. Phase Boots Aki? Yeah, Phase Boots Aki, he's level 8, he's pretty strong right now. Like, you can win it at right-click war if you would... Oh, okay. So here's the other thing. So one of the things that I've noticed high-level Void players do is that they actually don't max timewalk anymore. What they generally do is they get 2 points in it to get its cooldown in a reasonable manner, and then they max out bash. And the reason for that is that oftentimes, especially in high-level pubs, they're forced to jungle, and maxing timewalk lets you jungle faster, because that magic bash bonus and the proc chance are really important for your just doing DPS to creeps. And in this situation, where you really haven't been forced out of lane, I know you died twice, but you haven't really forced out of lane. 2 deaths in an offlaner against a tri-lane isn't the worst thing, and a troll solo killed you, but whatever. You would have gotten away if they hadn't had that vision, which you weren't anticipating. But if you had max time lock, you could probably man-fight the troll. Like, yes, if he pops his ult and gets lucky bashes, he could conceivably kill you. But a max time lock means you can just as likely bash him to death. Troll doesn't have very good strength gain. And then once you get him a little low, and you could just chrono him, and then just finish him off. So, it's just something that I've seen, and I think is very good for Void, is to prioritize the bash more. Right now, see, like, right there, like, 1 bash, but, oh... Now you are not going to kill him because of the mischance. And that's the kind of the key thing is that you got to chrono him before he hits you with the mischance. Otherwise you can't man fight him. He just does too much damage with his own bashes. Plus you don't have max bash yourself. You should be able to get... let's see if you get away. You can time walk into trees up here and you're going to be 100% fine. Yeah, good job. You waste your chrono to live. Not the best. Like I said, I think you need to make the... I think this is the game where you're like, I can't actually contest with this troll. He's very dangerous, and I would have used the Chrono to gank the Tinker. Because OD is like the one hero who can put damage into the Chrono. So there. Okay, so now this is what kind of the moment I was anticipating is I was wondering what Void build you're going to go. Void's a very popular offlaner because he's fun to play, and also you can kind of play him like a carry. And... the popular way to do Void in general is to get Vlads up, and this Vlad lets you farm sustainably, provides your team some value, and then you kind of transition into more right-click and other utility items like Blink, Ags, or Manta Diffusal is very popular as well. But this game is kind of different. I don't think Vlad's provides you much value at all. Mostly because if you look at their team's like entirely magic damage. The only physical right-clicker is Troll. And so the armor aura for... Vlad's isn't that great then. The lifesteal's not great because Sven's getting his own lifesteal almost certainly. You know, Legion Commander has her own little lifesteal proc thing. And then for ranged hero, Ogre doesn't really right-click that much out of the laning phase. And OD, well, lifesteal's nice on him. Most of his damage is actually in the orb. And also he's ranged. So the aura just isn't even that good. And even for yourself, like, the other issue is that Vlad's is used to farm up jungle camps. Like, when are you going to get to farm jungle camps? Sven's going to be taking jungle camps, Legion's going to be taking jungle camps, and OD's going to be taking lane farm, mostly, and fighting. So you've already got 2 people who really heavily utilize the jungle, so Vlad's not going to let you farm that much either. So probably what I would have gone for this game is actually gone for my sustain item, I would have gone for either a casual Morbid Mask, which would be fine too if you really thought you could use the jungle, and just put the extra gold towards my Blink or my Manta initially, because there is a silence, or Diffusal actually. Or I would have gone with a casual Hooded Defiance, like having a pipe on your team is amazing. It's god tier because they have so much magic damage that a pipe provides incredible value, and it just tanks you up and lets you escape the burst. Much more so than a Vlad's does in this situation, because the armor is really irrelevant, but the active on the pipe, on the hood, and the passive magic resist and the HP regen are amazing. So, and that's kind of the thing with Void. He can kind of go what items you need to go. So that is just something to keep in mind, that like there's situations on Void where you don't want to go Vlad's necessarily. Sometimes the casual mode of the mask is fine. Other times you need to go Iron Talon or like Soda Defiance there. So Ogre's going for it. I don't think... Are you going to catch him? You don't have Chrono though. Nice deny there. Unfortunately you don't have Chrono, so... Oh, wow, he's going in. I think you guys are going to catch him. Yeah, you guys got him. You guys got him. You got 100% got him. He's dead. Oh god. Yeah, that hurt. So yeah, but that was pretty great. Good job with the Ogre rotation. You got the deny. You got to kill him at carry. You know, you missed the follow-up a little bit because you're focusing on getting the deny, but that's perfectly fine. The deny is worth a lot of gold to their team. Unfortunately, it looks like your Legion and your mid died, so this is not looking great. So next Chrono, I think you really need to focus on getting value out of your team for it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So yeah.
The Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is taking a drubbing. Dire's structures are fortified.
You need to leave now, for sure.
Attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, I think you're gonna boot to travel. It's pretty slow. Where are you gonna go to? See, and this is the other problem with going for this like casual headdress and no quelling blade. Like, where are you gonna farm now? Like, I guess you're gonna try to get some value out of your Chrono, but you can't farm jungle with the headdress and no quelling or no Iron Talon for sure. And you also can't farm near this troll. Like, this troll is way too dangerous. Looks like you're also finishing your wand. I don't think that's very valuable in this situation because, like, you're not getting a ton of charges, and that's just more gold away. Oh no. Okay. Whew. Okay, you got hooked, but you were fine because you were Void. Oh, you stuck around though. Yeah, you need to run, my friend. Oh, poor Ogre. He's dead. There's nothing you can do for him. Oh no, you're gonna Chrono them, aren't you? Oh. Yeah, that's one of those classic things. So, if you were going to Chrono them, you kind of had to Chrono them right away, but I think you were trying to wait for the Sven, but you just ended up taking all that nuke damage, and you didn't catch all three when you could have, and you just died. So, like, it's really important to identify, like, who combos with your Chrono. If you'd had a really great start, maybe you could solo kill a Skywrath Mage, like Ogre Bloodlust, plus, like, if you had some more levels or more items potentially, like you could potentially kill this Skywrath Mage maybe, or a Tinker, but as it is, like, you can't solo kill anyone in your Chrono, so you need to, like, basically, you and need to make OD your buddy and Chrono with him. Instead you kind of had two reactive Chronos, which is really not your role as offlane. Like, you need to make space for your team. Let's see, Sven's trying to do something. Why? OD just ran. Oh, OD just got blown up. You're dead now. And Legion's super dead too. This is pretty much a disaster. Nothing else to say about that. And that all happened because, and this is the sad thing to say, is like, that's your fault. So what happened was, you and Ogre were up there pushing. Ogre got caught because he couldn't quite get away. That's fine, that happens. But then you went back in with Chrono saying, I'm going to turn this. But OD wasn't in position, Sven was the one who was rotating. You get a bad Chrono then and die immediately. Then Sven's in position, and then they all rotate slowly and it becomes this chain feed. If you just said, when the Ogre is caught, and he's caught way far away from your tier 2, if you just said, Ogre's dead, let's just leave, then your whole team, Sven might have TP'd there, but then he can go farm jungle, and OD and Legion can go farm the other lanes, and you can just go back to base, heal up, and then, like, look to smoke gank with the OD potentially. Instead, you kind of, you're being very passive with the Chrono instead of trying to actively use it to get a good team fight for your team. That's my biggest criticism. You're just trying to keep trying to farm the lane, basically, and then get something done with the chrono. When really what you need to be doing is your chrono's up, go get a kill off. Ideally you get an objective with it, but sometimes you can't do that because like you only kill one hero and the other's TP to defend. But get an objective, get a kill, get an objective, or get an objective with your chrono, and then go back to farming or getting XP where you can. See, like this is just painfully slow. Like even with level 3 bash and a fair amount of items, this is still not nearly as. And bloodlust is the only thing keeping it passable. And this just because you don't have a quelling blade. Like a quelling blade's much more valuable than a stout at this point. There's a fight going bot, but honestly you can't do much to avoid without time dilation. Oh man, he's dead. He could have astraled him easily. Here comes Tinker. I heard a Tinker come in. I must have canceled it. So, yeah, that was pretty bad. OD.
Tis mine.
Yeah, he didn't have any. Oh, he has no. Okay, your OD is so poor. Oh my goodness. This is not a good game for you, unfortunately, because your OD is quite poor. Yeah. Everyone's poor except for you and Legion. So, and this is kind of the problem. So you've been, like, as I said, as a Void, you need to be making space, and you really haven't been. You just kind of been taking it, because, yeah, there have been some kills top, that sort of thing, but nothing much great. Oh, your Chrono was just on cooldown. Actually, wasn't a bad astral. Like, potentially you could have died there, so I kind of understand that astral. But okay, you see the troll. Oh, it hates the fudge. It was fate, and you're dead. Everyone's dead. Yeah, they're just baiting you there. I'd like to say it was obvious, but like once troll was sitting there without performing, but. That's the other thing, is you can't like walk up to a troll and try to stun them up and then nuke. Like you kind of got to just go in chrono and have somebody there to follow up. And right now you're not playing together as a team, and it seems like there's a fair amount of flaming going on. So yeah, this Legion just YOLOing into their whole team for no reason. You bought back for a nice chrono. It's actually a really nice chrono. That was a really nice buyback. So you bought back, you got a triple kill out of it. Yeah, and that saved the Legion's life, so that was actually really nice by the OD, because that caustic was going to kill him. So, yeah, like that shows you the power of like when you have the OD there, or that people are kind of low, what value you can get out of the chrono. So you got a lot of gold for that. Unfortunately, you didn't, because of the buyback. You didn't get much gold for this. So now you're going back to farming, and yeah, there's not much you guys can do about the troll. He can outman fight Sven, unfortunately. Oh, what is Ogre running? Ogre, you need to be in there. Yeah, go. I think you guys can kill him. Just need one bash. Just need one bash. Just need one bash. Okay, you got him. Now you guys need to run. Cannot contest Tinker. So that was good. That was good reaction, good rotation. You're close to your Vlad, so things are looking up for your team. And again, this is mostly you're looking up for your team because you guys got to, you know, we're actually able to use Chrono to fight. So there's a nice duel on the Pudge. So yeah, this game's completely winnable. You just need to get your OD caught up. Like I said, every time your Chrono's up cooldown, go with OD somewhere and kill somebody. Farming. You're gonna have your Vlads with one more camp. Okay, your Vlad's is done. Chrono's off cooldown though, so now you go get your Vlads and you go get a kill. Ideally, it's smoke Chrono into someone to get a kill. And instead, it looks like you are still farming. Oh, Sven is mega dead.
Time is money.
There's no saving that man. Vlad's now done. OD is an idiot, pushing a tier 1 on his own. He is dead. Oh, this is not the Chrono. You need to get out of here. You were ulted and you were dead. OD walked in. What is he doing? You guys need to run. Interesting aggressive blink there, but you need to get the heck out of here. Low HP. Yeah, I would not be farming here. This OD is very dumb. But you can chrono him. If you chrono him, OD can kill him. Just go chrono. Oh. Instead, you're all gonna die. Yeah, you need to get out of here. Like, once OD's dead, there's no combo for the chrono, and Tinker can laser you through it and all that stuff. So. Sven's trying to defend. You cannot. You're missing too much HP. This is where I'm gonna smoke. Like, I would definitely be buying a smoke and like walking through my jungle or walking up to the Sand King, because you can completely surprise him with a chrono if you were smoked easily. But you need to be smoked. Like, there's walking up on him is not gonna be good enough. Yeah, instead it looks like you're just trying to farm. Faceless Void. Oh, Legion's going in. She is dead. Yeah, you were trying to TP down to help, but now she is just dead. There's nothing to do. And again, it looks like you're just trying to be very reactive instead of setting up your own kills with the chrono. So now you're just kind of wasting time here to try to defend this tower, but that's fine. You need to defend it in this Tinker. You're not even really defending it though. Okay, you see the... Oh, you had a vision of that Pudge, that's why you were hanging out. Okay, that makes sense. You had a Tinker Ward. Man, your Sven's poor too. And he went Armlet build. Ugh. So, he doesn't have lifesteal. So, Vlad's a little better than I thought, but still not good. They get Roche because they have total map control. And that's that. You're back in this farm. Let's go back. I missed the dangers of going too fast. Okay, I'm just gonna skip. Go too far. Okay, here we are. This is where I want to be roughly. Now, it looks like you've queued up the blue Blink Dagger. The thing I'll say about this is I think Blink's a pretty great choice for this game because you are your team's initiation. So you need to definitely have an initiation item, but I would not go Blink this game because Tinker's March is going to cancel it too often. I think this game is definitely a Shadowblade game. I would 100% go with Shadowblade. Shadowblade's just great because you can just catch Tinker with it in the reveal. It also gives you some additional damage and right click. Right now your team needs all the damage you can get. Yeah, they vision at you, they stun you, and yeah, there's not much you can do about that. So you were looking to come in for the chrono. They had vision of this spot in your jungle. They used it to control you with the Sand King stun, and you weren't able to get off the chrono you wanted. And your OD was nowhere nearby. And that's just how it is. At this point, you just need to try to escape. Ogre has a mech, mechs you up. Oh no. And Sven goes into the epicenter, and you're still dead. And Sven is still dead too. Again, you get a lot of chain feeds here, so this is definitely a pub game. So, let's keep going. Dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is Titan's middle tower has fallen.
So now you're running top to take this farm top. Sven, who's also going to be taking the farm. Yeah, so... Okay. You got vision there. You see that they placed that ward. This is kind of the problem with, you know, 4 core teams, is that you often don't have enough farm on the map. But, like, I think your approach to this game is kind of just flawed in that, again, you're being very reactive. Naturally, your vision's very defensive, but you just didn't get value of those early chronos. Thus, they kind of seized control of the game with Tinker, map pressure, and now you're just kind of stuck on your side of the map, and they can kind of pick and choose what fights they want. Again, you're kind of competing and splitting XP with farm with Sven. Just isn't doing anybody any good.
Chopping up double damage.
So it looks like you're just trying to fight this tower. Okay, you've astraled them. That's good. Now you should be chronoing him. You gotta jump and chrono him. Just chrono him. Okay, you got the bash. Let's say if you didn't get that, like you guys are far enough behind. Yeah, you're 10,000 gold behind. Like you can't like say, oh, we're not gonna use a chrono for any of these kills. Like you just gotta chrono people there. Like you could have completely chronoed that Tinker while he was astraled, and then you're in a position just to kill him. Instead, you kind of waited to see the fight develop, and because of that, you get silenced up. And you can't do anything. So that's really the issue. Like because of the Skywrath, you can't like do these reactive chronos. Like right now, you could chrono him. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I thought they astraled the troll for some reason. My bad. So you have your blink now. That's good. Blink item's good. So now you can be a little more aggressive with your chrono rather than reactive like you have been. So again, like setting up a smoke gank with the OD is pretty much it. Okay, Chrono went on the edge, but one, he has the Aegis, 2 Tinkers in there, that's not going to do you any good, and OD again is not anywhere near there. So, there's not much else to say, and that was a really shit Chrono. Like, oh, I'm going to try to save her, but are you really going to save her? Tinker's still there. Like, and are you going to kill the troll twice when you Chrono like that? And now it's on cooldown, so you don't have it for another 110 seconds. So as an offlane Void, like your chrono, it's all about your chronos unless you can dominate your lane. And I think you had opportunities to put a lot of pressure on that troll, but because you didn't bring enough regen or get a poor man shield, you weren't able to do so. Now, admittedly, like he did have a decent amount of advantage for you, but you were only like 1 level behind him. So I really think if you just tightened up your item choices, you could definitely do more in lane. And if you do more in lane, you're going to have more items, and maybe you aren't in a situation where you're just a walking chrono. But right now, especially when you go blink, which I think was the right call this game, or Shadowblade, which I discussed earlier, you're a walking chrono. So your chronos have to be very tight, and they really need to be centered around your OD, who's the one guy who can just kill people through the chrono. So this replay review is about as long as I like to make them, around 47 minutes now, so I'm going to wrap it up. Time to go to ham practice and also just drink some more fluids and try to get myself better. So yeah, like I said, I don't think anyone else in their team played particularly well. I think Ogre did. Legion did fine, but she also the rest of the team got shit on because the Legion ate up so much of the space and they were able to pressure every other lane because of her pick. But yeah, so just when you're in the offlaner, you need to focus on space creation and getting wins with your team fight ultimate like this. And that's kind of your focus in the broader sense, and then the more immediate sense, like I said, just little lane decisions could have easily changed how this game went. And then maybe you start snowballing, and then you had more form than this Sven, maybe you could have transitioned into a right-click carry. And Void's actually advantageous because he's a pretty good core to have against Tinker, because you can chrono him and just murder him. He's also a pretty good core against Troll, because again, you can just chrono him and murder him. Whereas a lot of other carries, you know, they don't have a method to catch Tinker, and they don't have a method to manfight Troll, because you just can't manfight a Troll one-on-one. Void can, because you just make him unable to move for 5 seconds, and you beat the ever-living snot out of him in those 5 seconds. So, alright, and that is it for this replay review. You can follow me at Fafnir Dota, and also follow the main show account for Defense of the Patients at .p_show. They put out 5 podcasts a week, and that Twitter account will announce them all and also keep you updated on all the other activities like the in-houses, Patreon, and all sorts of goodies that the whole community and the show puts together. Hope everyone's having a good week and is having a good Wednesday evening or Thursday afternoon by the time they watch this.